we're here with John Nace, and so we're going to ask him a few questions about this beautiful project that he's been working on. So let me get it right into it. So, John, tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you into aviation in the first place.
Well, I'm kind of an old guy that's been nuts over airplanes since 1944. That's when I was born. I had a couple uncles that were Army Air Corps pilots and other mentors in the area, namely Milt Hatfield and Bud Kilby.
Gotcha.
So that's why I've got this airplane, and I'm looking forward to getting it done.
Yeah. So tell us about what is this? What is this plane?
This is a 1932 Waco F2. It's a three-place open cockpit biplane. This is what came along early in the Depression after the taper wings and straight wings and travel airs with the big right engines. A lot of people couldn't afford to fly them. So Waco made the F model. Initially, it had a small Warner engine, and then people decided they wanted more performance, so they built the next F. This is the F2 with the Continental engine, which gave it doubled the horsepower and gave it very good performance.
That's awesome. And so when you got it, what kind of situation was it in?
Well, it wasn't. It was mostly paperwork. There were a few fragments. I don't know. I thought there was something laying around here, but yeah, I don't know where it got to. But
Okay.
this has been pretty much recreated from factory drawings, which are available at the Smithsonian.
So most of this you've recreated each one of the parts.
Yeah.
The metal and
there's a lot of original stuff on it, but
Okay.
Most of it wasn't usable.
So what is original? What's still original?
Well, the vertical fin's original.
Okay.
Part of the tail wheel mechanism is there's some original wood in the wings,
Okay.
and there's some landing gear stuff that's original. There's one piece of tubing in the back of the fuselage, and unfortunately I've got the piece of tubing that had the serial number stamped on it.
Good for you. Gotcha.
So that's a biggie.
So in this plane, the pilot would sit in the back, and then he'd have two passengers up front.
Yeah.
And there's no controls for the front.
This airplane was made for people that were skinny, like Depression era people that hadn't eaten much. Now the front seat, you can get two people in it, but you can't get two big people in it.
Yeah.
So it's it's the kind of thing I can get two grandkids in, that kind of thing. But the back.
But they'd be too small. To be small enough this way, they're not tall enough to see over the dash.
Yeah.
That's why you get the little cutout so they can see out the side.
You got to have a pretty narrow rear end to get side by side in that
awesome.
front seat, and it's hard to get in because the top wing is pretty low, so they cut a door in it, and that makes it easy.
Gotcha.
To get in.
So would they climb up the wing strip, or they walk up the back wing?
Hop up on the wing.
Okay.
This will have a wing walk on it.
Okay.
About a foot wide, so that's how you get in. There's a handhold.
Oh yeah.
Cut in the upper wing there to grab. You can grab those struts.
Gotcha. And so what kind of like, give me some like airspeed numbers. What will this thing do?
Oh, it's maybe a 110-mile-an-hour airplane.
Okay.
Stalls about 45. Very
Nice.
gentle, docile flying airplane.
Yeah.
It's very nimble, especially for early 30s airplanes. It's got 4 ailerons. It's fairly short coupled. It's got big tail surfaces. And it'll climb about 1,500 feet a minute with the Continental.
Gotcha. And what kind of, like, with the fuel tanks, like, how far could you go with this thing?
It carries 40 gallons, burns 12, and believe me, after a couple hours, you're probably ready to get out and do something else. You know?
And so would this be an acrobatic plane or not? Not at all. Good.
Yeah, they were used for acro in the early 30s.
Okay. So is there anything specific that was harder to do in this project so far? Like what are some of the frustrations that you overcame in the project so far?
Forcing myself to keep working
on it?
Yeah, it's a huge project.
It is.
It's about a 5,000 man-hour project. I built several sets of these wings since I started. I built several landing gears and lots of other machine parts. I think I showed you pictures of those earlier.
Yeah, that's very good. So what are the obstacles that you've got in front of you right now?
Getting it done.
Getting it done. Okay. What like in the building process? What would be the next steps that you've got to have?
Oh well, I'm plumbing the gas right now.
Okay.
And I'm fitting the wheel pants. I had to put a door on the side of them to get my hand in there so you can install them.
Gotcha.
And sometime soon the wings will be coming off. They'll be ready to do the fabric
So
process.
you take the wings off to do the fabric on them? Yes? Okay.
Yeah, there's 5 panels. The center section, 1 panel. The upper wings in 3 pieces, and then the bottom,
Gotcha.
1 on each side. But I have to build a spray booth to do it, so that's the next thing I'll be doing once it's apart.
Gotcha.
That's a rack for the wings, and it's about where I'm going to put the spray.
Great, great.
I'm gonna have to get my
Yeah,
move my buffalo.
unless he wants to have a little fro, like paint fro or something like that and stuff.
Yeah.
So, well, do this for us. Actually, if you want to take it to where you can move, how about walk us around the plane of where you're at, and so just tell us like what you noticed about things that are unique about the plane or stuff. Because maybe I'll.
Well, it's pretty much typical of all Waco Fs. You know, they've all got 4 ailerons. The wings are all the same airfoil or Clark Y.
Do you rebuild all these ribs?
Oh, I built them all.
Oh, that's
Scratch.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's crazy cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no point in trying to patch up an old rib.
Yeah.
Once you get cooking, once you get all your pieces cut and your rib jig built, your glue going, you can knock those babies
Knock 'em out, yeah.
in an hour a piece.
That's
that
awesome.
long.
Gotcha.
So these are new ailerons. These are new production. A guy named Tom Flock is no longer with us. Made these. He did a beautiful job on them.
Yeah.
And then the spars came from Wicks, and I imagine the rest of the wood did too. It's been a while since I bought it. And these struts are something I made. I've made these for several airplanes. Actually, about most of the Wacos flying have got something on them I've made.
Okay.
Some machine part or something like that.
Now, what's the advantage of the wing being displaced from the front to the back? Is it just to make it look
looks
cool?
cool, man.
Okay, that's what I didn't know. It does look cool. I didn't know if there was some other reason for it.
First of all, if they were lined up, you'd have CG problems, and you'd have
Okay.
to redesign your airplane. But it makes it easier for visibility.
Okay.
When you're in the back, you can
Oh yeah, you can see over the
down.
wing much easier.
Yeah, and then you got a pretty good line of sight over the top. But
Gotcha.
there was a guy at Waco. His name was Francis RCA, and the look this airplane has is something he gave to all Wacos after the 30s, namely the wing tapes, wing tips, and then the shape of the tail, and just a general arrangement. It's a
Right.
sweet looking airplane.
There, sweet looking at
So the gear is something I made, and it's a well-designed gear. It's light, it works good. It's a hydraulic gear. It's got springs in it.
So hydraulic meaning like it's like a drum brake or is it disc?
The gear itself is hydraulic. That's what you
Okay.
land on is oil.
Oh, okay. So
It
the
compresses
the
oil
of it.
for about 3 inches, and then you're on a taxi spring.
Okay.
So the wheels drop down when you take off. and
Ah.
That's where you get your 3 inches.
Okay. Gotcha.
I put hydraulic brakes on it just
Okay, so
because
it's-
the old brakes are a lot of maintenance.
Okay.
They work fine, nothing
Yeah.
wrong with
So
it.
so inside of it has like a drum like brake.
Yeah, it's a
thing.
caliper brake.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've got a 337 for that brake setup, and
So what's on the front right now? That's just like a housing for
well,
the engine?
that's a 1-cylinder Continental radial. So I don't think I make enough horsepower to fly it, but I put it.
Come on,
there.
honey, you can do it.
I wanted to see what the stuff looked like, and I
Okay.
had all the cylinders on.
Okay.
And there's a cowling piece back there
Yeah,
that had
yeah.
on too.
Okay.
And that's just a mock-up for a fuel line.
Gotcha.
The fuel comes down 3 places out of the upper wing. Here's
Yeah.
one. So we've got a cross here. 3 lines feed it, and then it comes down and feeds the shutoff valve.
Okay.
That goes to the gascolator and the carburetor.
So do you have control over? Yeah, you got a control over that.
Yeah,
You got a
yeah,
little
you can
rod
turn
that
it
goes
off.
back and turns
You
it
can
on
turn
and
it
off.
off in the back seat.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's one position. It's either off or on.
Off or on?
Yeah. So that's good.
It's tough to screw up.
And then this is an oil tank. It's just
Okay.
4 gallons. It's not like your V17.
Yeah, that's true. The 36 gallons.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
That's so awesome.
And then the firewall is stainless steel.
So did you manufacture that, I think it too?
I did.
Awesome. Super cool.
There's a real good aviation 10 shop over in San Pierre, it's like near Knox. He did all upper cowling, he made this for me.
Okay.
He's way better at it than I am.
Gotcha.
Plus he owed me.
Oh, there you go.
You know.
Gotcha.
And that's about it. I don't know.
Tell me about the wood on the are these struts or what are they called?
What, the wires?
The wires, yeah. Is that just
Adjustment.
oh?
You don't want to put a steel wrench on that.
Yeah,
pretty
so
wire
you made a little
gouge.
wooden
Yeah.
wrench to tighten them up and
Yeah, that's my big one. I think there's a little one around or something.
there you go.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And so what do you think your time frame is? I mean, if you had to.
It's going to be done Thursday.
Okay, gotcha. So Friday we'll pick it up and we'll catch it out. So I mean, what percentage of the way through do you think you are?
Well, they always say if you think you're 90% done, you got about 90%.
90% to go, right? Gotcha.
Yeah. They say if you're doing fabric, you're within a year if you keep after it.
Okay. So
If I'm done in a year, I'll be real happy, but
Yeah.
I'm not holding my breath.
Okay, gotcha. Actually, show me again your Continental. That is such an awesome thing to look
overhauled
at.
engine?
Yeah.
Well, I
That's so
got this from another Waco enthusiast who no longer is with us, unfortunately. But that engine was on a later F1.
cool. Okay.
And I found that out by taking the serial number. And then a friend of mine got all the Waco build sheets with the National Waco.
The rock tube.
And we ran the number down, and that engine was on an F7 Waco.
Nice.
So I overhauled it, and I can see why people get $30,000 to do one of those, because it is a lot of work.
So you found it and then you overhauled it?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. So that I can
Come on,
imagine.
Doug, I'm an A&P.
I know, but I'm just making sure that you did. That's awesome. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. So I made the front exhaust for it.
Okay.
I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
And everything's painted. And I did it as good as I could do it.
So is there baffles inside that ring, or is it just open to just
No,
exit?
there's here.
Yeah, is it all
Yeah,
directed?
this aluminum piece, it kisses off on the back of it,
Okay.
and then it takes air from the periphery.
In the brim, yeah.
Goes in there, and then it goes into an air box. See,
Oh.
there's the air box.
Okay. Gotcha. That's super cool. I like it. So this is definitely not a winter flying airplane.
Yeah.
No, yeah, sure. Just bundle up, baby. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, you get pretty good heat in these things. I mean, I know guys that fly them, and they close the front cockpit, and then they get a little bit of heat.
A little bit of heat coming
Yeah.
through on them, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like I
pretty good.
said, this isn't anything you want to sit in for 3 hours at a time.
Right,
So.
absolutely. So what are some like parting thoughts? Like what are some things that you're looking forward to, or what are other projects that you're working on?
Oh, well, I've got a 33 cabin Waco I want to restore next. So.
Gotcha.
And it's worse than this one. I'm 75, so.
So we got to get on it.
I better get my
Get on
butt
it.
here.
Quit slacking. Right?
Yeah.
So and what projects have you done in the past?
I built Starduster 2.
Okay.
Had a Bonanza for a while, and
Okay.
that was a good airplane. I didn't have to work on it much.
Oh, there you go. You like those.
And I've got an RV4 for A to B,
Okay.
and I don't know. I've always been making, like I said, I've made 3 sets of wings and a lot of other parts for an airplanes just like this.
Okay.
Plus, I do landing gear overhauls
Okay.
for most all Wacos.
Gotcha. Good stuff. So what helps would you ever need? What helps would you need? I mean, just somebody calling you, hey, quit watching TV, come out there and.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
what
have
you
to have
need?
somebody help me get that top wing off.
Okay, gotcha. So.
What are you doing Saturday?
That's right. There you go. Well, that's part of it. I've always got people who are like want to help,
Yeah.
but they just don't know where to go.
Yeah.
So that'd be a good
A
thing.
friend of mine and I hung that, and
Yeah.
2 guys can do it. I'd rather have 3.
Yeah.
The bottoms I do myself.
So you have to like disconnect
Well,
the
first
wires.
thing you do when you take the wing off, you shut the fan off.
Well, that would be smart. Yeah. Yeah.
And
All
then,
that woodwork just
it,
goes
it,
to.
it bolts at the root, so you can
Okay.
loosen those bolts. You can get the wires off, and you still got the ground wire on, so it won't fall down. Then all you got to do is just kind of pop it up out of those struts and take it forward. I realize that's an oversimplification.
Yeah.
but,
It's kind of like every little like mechanical thing. It's just read the book and leave it here.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just getting that bolt to do what he
Yeah.
wanted to do. Yeah. So is that the wing spar? Is it got two of them? I take it. Is that kind of what I'm seeing? It's got one in the front and one back here.
Yeah,
And it-
yeah.
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Looks like it's just a big old 2x6, or not quite. Not quite. What's that?
It's the aircraft grade spruce, and
Okay.
yeah, while it resembles a 2x6, it's considerably more expensive.
Yes, I can imagine.
It's aircraft grade spruce. And I always make it a point, like if I'm using like plywood,
Mm-hmm.
I want some place where you can see that that's certified plywood.
Yeah.
So,
Cover so nobody has any questions.
Yeah,
And stuff, so
yeah.
I like it. I like it. This is such a cool thing, John. I appreciate you sharing this with us
Hey.
and stuff. So.
I like
Yeah.
hanging out with my airplane pals.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this, the idea, like, just like with my dad, with him, we've been working on a couple little, like, side projects, because he's 78, 79, no, he's gonna be 79, stuff like that. So he's, so as a result, he's, he does good, but I keep thinking, like, if I don't get on it now and start, doing these jobs with him, then one day he's gonna be tired or not able to do it. So
Yeah.
so we've been working on a Mooney together. We did
okay.
we did a couple little things on the 172. The Telos has their RB7, so he's
Okay.
been doing some little
Oh, are
side
you
projects.
in the RB7 club?
Not in the club, but
Okay.
but the thing is, I said, hey, I got a guy who's A&P that'd come and do some work cheap, and he's got an assistant. So maybe we'll do a little
Yeah,
training
because
out
they
there.
asked me about licensing that.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I'll do it, but you're gonna do all the work.
You're gonna do all the work, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, but, if he wants to do it, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, the thing is it's trying to get my dad between projects, and like I said, we just had we have my daughter decided to blow head gasket in her car. Or my older daughter borrowed my younger daughter's car, and then driving it up from Florida, blew head gasket.
Mhm.
So my dad was in town. Instead of these airplane projects, we got to work on cars, and we couldn't get it done in time. But the thing is, the guy upstairs was actually very sharp in helping us, because we couldn't get it done in time. So she had to go back to school. So I ended up buying a 2014 car for her
Makes
on
sense
Sunday.
to me.
Yeah, but the three, you don't see it when you're going through it. You're frustrated. But what's crazy is that we end up buying this 2014 Nissan Altima, and then 3 days later, well, 2 days later technically, she was in a head-on side impact accident with a dump truck, and the car that she had only had a little airbag, but this one just happened to have all the curtains and everything, so she completely totaled the car. But
Walked away.
we got our little girl.
Is this the Belmont girl?
This is the Belmont girl,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
and stuff. So so she, I'm like, well, I'm not buying you a third car. So we're gonna you're gonna work and get your original car,
Yeah.
or get that all working. And then
Yeah.
she came back for a semester and stuff. So
Okay.
so they're pretty good. So yeah. So questions that you have, Bill, or any things that you need to get some close-ups, or is there anything that would be good to get some maybe close-ups of, or?
Is that the rest of the empennage back there?
In the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the tail feathers.
Shell feathers?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't know if you know Mark Gilmore, he's a buddy of mine.
Uh-huh.
He won at Oshkosh with a Mark IV Charger.
Really?
It's probably been 10 years now, but he's always calling me up and checking my progress.
Yeah. Just in case
Okay,
you want
Mark,
to take that project off your plate.
I am ready to start sticking fabric on. So he was in South Carolina now, but he was home in Muncie.
Yeah.
But he came up and we
That's awesome.
started doing the fabric work.
Oh,
We
that's
had a big
awesome.
list of stuff to get. That was
I bet.
end of June, early July. And
Yeah.
how I got started on the fabric.
Ah, good. Good.
I
So I bet
covered
you had to always have somebody that like consistently expect you to be there, so you keep on task. Otherwise, it's easy to get distracted. Yeah. So
Especially, I get distracted very easily.
yeah, I
But
hear you.
Mark's a great guy,
Yeah.
and more than glad to have him show me the ropes. He obviously knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Awesome.
Charger's beautiful.
Yes. There you go. Well, thank you again, John. Appreciate
Okay,
us having us
My
come out and stuff like
pleasure.
that. And and hopefully we'll be able to see some updates on this and
Yeah.
stuff, and then be able to share it with the aviation community and stuff. So yeah.
Are you in the Hangar 51 crew?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I invited them to my pizza party at the Mishawaka Pilots Club
Okay.
last summer, and Ryan came.
Okay.
He was the only one. So.
Well, that's the thing is I think there's a lot of that's why we're doing some of these things.
Yeah.
Because it's getting the communication because there's all these little fragmented clubs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so my job is like between me and Dana. Well originally it was me and Brandon said, hey, you know what? We need to create some kind of
Now who's Dana?
Dana Hub.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Because because Dana, first of all, it was like me and Brandon were like, you know what? We need to like get people coming back to the airport and just really try to make some social stuff out of it.
Mhm.
So we started getting some things, the Young Eagles started taking off,
Yeah.
and then Dana's like, hey, how about him and some of the guys from the Pilots Club are the ones come up and doing a lot of the Young Eagles stuff. I'm like, hey, well, why don't we start getting more of these things put, collaboration stuff together.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we've been trying to work on doing. So, and part of it is just, there's so many fragmented communication circles that we just got to start putting them together.
It's hard to believe that's still a problem.
It is, isn't it crazy? Yeah. Well, especially it's the people who are like, well, I'm not, like you think young people, well, I don't do Facebook, I only do this. Well, even all the social media, you do one, but you don't do this one, so you got to broadcast on all of them.
Yeah.
And then the same kind of thing, then we got a bunch of, nobody in this room, but we have old people in our club that are doing that whole, you send me a smoke signal, I'll get it. Oh, okay, we got to do that too,
Okay. I probably know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, the crazy, the people that are like, gets upset if we don't mail them like a newsletter.
Yeah.
I'm like,
well, the guy that's done all this beautiful sheet metal work
Yeah.
is 52,
okay.
and he doesn't text.
Oh,
He
gotcha.
won't text. So his kid's 18. I text his kid.
Text his kid, yeah.
Hey, ask the old man in finance. It's like, hey Max, what's going on with this?
Yeah.
Why ask the old man? He won't even text.
Yeah.
So that's how we get stuff done.
That's it. Yeah. You just gotta figure out how to communicate with people.
Yeah.
That's super awesome.
Yeah.
So I love it. Love it. Can't wait to see this thing and take it up one day. That's my thing. I wish I had the patience to keep it. But you said you've been working on this for 20 years, huh?
Over 20.
Over 20.
But I haven't worked on it steadily.
Yeah.
I know a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. That is super cool. So is that another tail? Is this an extra
Oh,
one?
that's a tail off
Looks
one
like
of the
a
first
cup.
Fs.
Oh, it's off a net.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is an F2.
Okay.
And if you could see what I've got covered over there, you would see that the structural difference is pretty big. Because that airplane wasn't meant to go over 100.
So are you doing any modifications to this, or are you just trying to make it restore it back
Just
to?
hydraulic brakes.
Okay.
That's it.
Like you always hear like those, like matte paint.
There's several 337s on that brake conversion.
Okay.
And I take a 310 Cessna wheel.
Okay.
And I cut a little flat area inside the wheel so I can put the disc off a 210 Cessna wheel. In fact, I think I've got
Oh
one.
my goodness, I
I
love
think this wheel is set up like that.
So that's a wheel actually off of what?
That's a 310 wheel.
Okay.
You see a little flat area
Yep.
there. I put the rotor in here, and then the 210 brake fits.
That's.
I've got the 330.
How would you figure? Is that just trial and error, or how would
I think Jim Yonkin was the first.
you? You learned
one
from
to
somebody
do it.
else, yeah.
And it's been done for, I think the oldest 337s I got is from the 90s,
Yeah.
but it works great.
That's
I've
awesome.
probably done 20 of those, maybe more.
Updating those like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
using that wheel and that brake combination.
That's awesome.
That lets you get rid of the mechanical brake. A lot of those old wheels are really corroded and chipped and cracked and broken and welded, and believe me.
So what do
It's
you
a
do? Do you
nice
do like this thing, then they'll have like a dual brake or just
Toe brakes.
toe brakes?
Toe brakes.
And then what do you put, like the master cylinders underneath the?
Yeah, you can't see them on this one,
Yeah.
but they're below the floorboard.
So it's just right there.
But
and
you can see the mechanism. You can see the.
Oh yeah, I see the
Yeah,
push rod
and
to it.
then the push rod goes down and activates the master cylinder.
Gotcha.
So
That's crazy. And so the the toe brake is actually separate from the rudder. Is that what I'm seeing or no?
Yeah, the toe brake is the tube you see on top
On top?
of the rudder.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you got your rudder, and then you just
Yeah.
got to put your foot in, and then technically
Yeah.
it would be totally a
Well,
toe
see, I
brake.
made the brake part, the toe brake part, I didn't make it the full width rudder pedal, so if you don't want to use them,
You can just
just
slide
slide your feet off and put them on the
push them on
inside
the
of the rudder
pedal.
pedal.
Yeah, I like it. That's cool. So that's what I always love is seeing the little tweaks that people have learned and I did this because had this problem, I had this, and
Yeah.
kind of tweaked it a little bit and stuff. I like it. I like it. And so very cool.